This video contains commentary. If you're looking for a channel with a robotic voice and zero personality, then this channel may not be for you. What is good, my dudes? Welcome back to Storytime with your favorite Reddit fairy, the place to get your absolute fill of r/ChoosingBeggars stories. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. Choosing Beggar demands I store my free kitchen for her and pay for the builder to fit it in her house because it's my kitchen, so it's my responsibility? Posted by user Chubbalubs. Long story. I recently had my kitchen remodeled. I was doing a lot of structural work to increase its size and make a combined kitchen diner living space. The old kitchen cabinets were in good condition, but I decided to fit a whole new one as the particular design of my old one was no longer available and couldn't be matched. So I had a multiple base units and wall units going spare, enough to fill a kitchen 4x4 meters. I asked around to see if anyone fancied them, and a friend of a friend asked if they could have them. Because of various issues, the kitchen refit was a bit delayed, so it was the end of November/beginning of December before the old units were removed. My builder was great, got them all out intact and undamaged. I phoned the friend of a friend to say they were available for collection and she should let me know when she'd be coming. Her response was, "It's too close to Christmas. I can't take them before Christmas because I don't have enough room, so you'll have to keep them till I'm ready." I said I didn't have space to keep them all because with the building works going on, the house was full of new units and big electrical stuff like dishwashers and freezer. I said that there was a storage unit very close by, so she could rent a locker and put the units in there till she was ready. Not good enough. It was really difficult to get to my house. She lived 10 minutes drive away. And why couldn't I tell my builder to take the units to the storage place? After all, he had a van. My builder is a great bloke. He emptied his van of all his equipment and tools, and him and his builder's mate spent the morning ferrying the units to the storage place. This had to be paid for up front. It was £30 per week or part week, so I paid for a month up front. By mid-January, she still hadn't got back to me about collecting them. The storage place needed 2 weeks' notice, so I had to pay for February as a whole month because she eventually arranged to collect them at the end of January, meaning I couldn't give them the proper 2 weeks' notice. She asked me for my builder's phone number, but I assumed it was because she was going to ask them to fit the kitchen for her. No, she phoned and told him he had to bring the units round to her house because he had been the person putting the units in there. And then she told me that she needed help to fit it, and I had to pay for that because it was my kitchen. My builder told her politely that that wasn't how it worked, so she left him a horrible review online even though he hadn't done any work for her. And she never offered once to pay for the storage unit. I texted her telling her how much it had cost, and her response was, "Well, it's your responsibility as it's your kitchen. And besides, I told you to store it in your house. It was your idea to put it into storage." I told my friend what had happened. They were colleagues at work, so she wasn't a close friend, and my friend was really apologetic. She had no idea what this woman was like. My friend very kindly offered to pay for the storage, as she thought it was her fault for putting me in touch with this woman. But that's nonsense, so I didn't take it. I thought about using the small claims court to get her to pay up, but decided not to bother. I'd wasted enough time on her cheap arse. The next kitchen I refit will be going on the bonfire. I'd rather do that than have to deal with a choosing beggar again. I don't blame you. Or just take it apart and turn it into something else, if you have power tools and shit. That's what I would love to do, just repurpose things and refurbish them. I have a whole bunch of tools that I have no place to put because I don't have a garage. It's all in storage, so I can't make use of any of the tools I have, which is so sad. Oh, there's so many things I want to get into too. I used to use a scroll saw a lot and make decorative pieces. My mom's got a couple things that I made. I made a bookshelf with my dad a long time ago. I made a bench for my little sister a long time ago with my dad. Lots of things. I love building stuff. Let me know in the comments. Do you like building things? It doesn't have to be out of wood. It could be out of anything. Anything. Floppy disks. Empty bird eggs. I don't know. Anything. Let me know in the comments below. And before I get into the next story, don't forget to smash that like button. Let's see if we can get this video to 100 likes. If I can, then I promise you will have protection from Karens for the rest of the day. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for future videos just like this one. Let's get on to the next story. Choosing beggar would rather lose job than pay $40. Posted by user We Also Have Pie. Background. I work for a company that sets guidelines for medical care and provides textbooks. We aren't a medical school, nor do we issue credentials. Had a woman today. She had a lost paper that was her proof of certification. She had called her school and they wanted $40 for a copy of her certification. She didn't want to fork it over and argued that we must have a copy of her certification. No matter how much I explained we didn't have it, and the only one that would have it would be her school. She kept going, insisting we must have it, and gave me all these hypotheticals. I can't give her something we don't have. Her options are to pony up the $40 or take the class over. She wanted us to give her something for free that we don't even have. The icing on the cake is that she pulled out choosing beggar trope about her dog having cancer, and that's why she lost her paper. Papa Zan says, the dog must have eaten the paper and got cancer from it. Now I'm sad thinking about dogs with cancer. Shit. Okay, happy thoughts. Bunnies hopping around and Reddit stories and my subscribers. I love you guys. But it's really concerning to me to know that this person went through schooling, got some kind of certification, and is still not smart enough to realize that the only people that are gonna have a copy of that certification is the freaking school you went to. Why would the people that provide textbooks have your certification? Oh, Karen, Jesus. Fantastic freelance designers and how not to hire them. Posted by user Dangerous Tunnel Snake. Hello, it's ya boy, the frustrated freelancer with a story just for you. Kind of a serious topic for me, but I will try my best to make it at least a little entertaining to read, and maybe informative as well for people who seem to be a little less new to these kinds of services. So strap in, and if you get dizzy and need help, the safe word is white chocolate brownies are better and should probably be called whiteys. Sorry. No, they're not better. A few years ago, I was told a friend of someone in a group chat had a nice job for a freelancer with a little experience in video editing. Perfect. I did the occasional meme shitpost video, scratch that, opening animation for videos and things like that. Was actually thinking about getting more experience in it, so why not? Let's text the guy, ask what's up. What was up was that the guy had a YouTube channel that he wanted to make money with an indie and retro music theme, and the old freelancer just vanished and let him down. Sent me the link to check it out. Sweet. I spend a lot of time on YouTube and feel very familiar with channel branding, and it was a promise of a stable job that could help me a lot in college. So overall, pretty sweet gig, right? No. First thing that strikes me dead in the heart is that the channel has 94 subscribers and the guy's blurry face on the profile pic. Then the 9 minutes, unedited footage of him walking around a street concert with a handheld, shaky camera, and the sound of wind drowning out most of what he was trying to speak. And about 10 to 14 videos like this, the most recent one being about ways in which people eat their ramen noodles. Now, being the passionate one in the family, I admire a good underdog who has a big dream story. So I spend a day studying up to come with my rates and a good strategy to make the channel grow. Deleting the old videos, building a brand and video editing format. All the nice things. Even contacted my mentor to ask her about work rates and the kind of hardware I would need. So armed with all the knowledge and ready to go, I text the guy about everything we needed to do to make the channel big. My video rates and special price to also throw in the branding and visual assets the videos could use, while trying as delicately as I could to say that the old format was not very professional. And in not very professional, I mean the default transitions of Windows Movie Maker from the XP era. The guy then spends the next 40 minutes backtracking, saying how he thought it was absurd that he didn't think it was this expensive. That What he needed was just basic editing so the channel would grow first and he could do it. But the last freelancer asked for less than half of what I was asking. And this is the worst part for me, was actually thinking I would go to his house to edit the videos right next to him without any mention of paying for my transport. So much for the dream of actually being able to afford to eat those delicious chocolate bonbons in college now, or get my beautiful, beautiful new games, pay for the internet at home, or more of those delightful things people do when they have money. It's a lovely thought, but not worth being paid about 20% of what the lowest video editing rates, but having a creepy 50-year-old guy breathing down my neck while I work. I became a freelancer so I could work on what I love and be in my pajamas all day. Damn it. But I don't give up that easily. This isn't Mama's first rodeo, so I try to reason with the guy. Say that my rates were the standard for any decent editor, and the last one did a pretty subpar job and showed what I can do, while making pretty clear that what I would charge extra to work on location, a good trick when you don't want to deal with a certain customer demand without saying no, is charging an unreasonable amount extra for it so they give up. Quick tip for all you freelancers out there. But alas, the guy insisted on having me around in his house alone, which was unbelievably creepy, and a sign that it was one of those people who won't let you do the job you fucked yourself over in college for 6 years to learn, but also that my rates were made up and unreasonable, so that boat sank pretty quickly after that. A few days later, I told the entire story to my teacher, who told me I was right, and by taking the job, I would not only work way more than I got for it, but would also undervalue the work of all other professionals in my career. So the lesson I got from that time is, people have a hard time trying to perceive value on services that are intangible in some way, and you can have success and then invest in your business. It doesn't work that way. So, my fellow freelancers, study hard and never undercut your own hard work's value, because people are sure as hell not going to value it for you. Cheers. Little edit right here at the end. People seem to be curious about the numbers, and I kind of refrain from using them because my currency is different than the usual dollar you would see here. But quick calculations later, and the offer was, my usual rate for the kind of editing he wanted, plus the time, was about $20 to $30 per video, and I offered to throw in the entire branding of the channel, which includes banner, profile pic, opening, and transitions, little vignettes for the special segments for about $100, which was a lot more work than just plain editing. And the guy had $3 per video in mind, not even accounting for the money I would have spent with the bus to go to his house every week, which was the generous offer my predecessor got. Now I get why he left. Poor soul. This, OP is so right. So right. People are undervaluing their work all the time, and I saw this on Facebook the other day, and it made me facepalm hard. This one person posted an ad for a handmade item. Okay, it was half handmade. She crocheted the top of it, and then she applied heat transfer vinyl to say cute things on the bottom part. The bottom part was a pre-made dishcloth for, drying your pots and pans and stuff like that, drying your dishes. But it was all, she literally put her hands all over the whole thing making it, and she was charging $3 for one of these. And as somebody who does both of those crafts, who crochets and I play with vinyl and all that fun stuff, it just made my head explode. How do you... I understand there are people that just do it for fun, but if it's just for fun, don't sell them. Because you make it so much harder for people like us who are trying to make some money off of it, we're not trying to charge insane amounts, but we're also not dollar store, you know what I mean? Everything we do is handmade, so our prices reflect that. And if you don't want to pay handmade, go to Walmart. I don't care. That's not my problem. If you want to come to me and say, I found a blanket for $15 at Walmart, and I'll be like, yeah, is it handmade? Well, probably not. No, definitely not. You should be saying, is anything in Walmart handmade? Okay, I'm sorry. No, I take that back. I saw some hats that were crocheted at Walmart, actually. And how cheap they were, it had to have been slave labor. That's all I'm saying. It had to have been. Because you cannot replicate a crochet stitch with a machine yet. You can replicate knit stitching. You cannot machine replicate crochet yet. It's not a thing yet. So when you see a crochet stitch, that is explicitly handmade. Fun fact, my dudes. All right, let's get... I think I have only one more story today. No. I have two. I've just been talking a lot. I've been talking a lot, my dudes. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's get into the next one. This one is called A Kid Demanded We Give Him a Pumpkin Dragon. Pokey or something like that. Posted by user Merman Fishwork. I hope it's the right place to post. I'm new here and have been looking at too much r//start and more. Smiley face. Well, hopefully you hear about me too and you become hooked, because that would be totally rad, my dude. Sorry for the misspelling. I speak Spanish and English, but have a difficulty with both. I try to fix as much as I could. So, about 2 minutes ago, I was playing a Roblox game about dragons, and there's a lot of stuff to it, but I'll get to what we were here for. It was for too long to screenshot, so I'm sorry. This kid called someone a scammer because they wanted a dragon, the one in the title. The thing is, this kid didn't have a female dragon to co-breed with the other person, and nor did the other person, so this kid actually starts to beg this person to give them their dragon for free, or trade for a shitty dragon that was a starter and cheap. After that, they asked me when the person left, so I said I couldn't because mine was resting. They need a 3-day cooldown to breed. And then he demanded for a trade because, again, mine was resting. I told the kid such, but he freaked out on me too and said, "You're all against me. Life hates me." And I was just like, well, I don't have a mother dragon, but I'm not freaking out on people or demanding one. That was my big mistake. He said he had a mother dragon, so he would trade. But here's the thing. You can't trade dragons or co-breed if you're not level 25. So, guess who was a low level? That's right, the kid. I just left because I said no, but the kid then said he'd give me tons of food and blah blah. I wish him the best. LMAO. Edit. I had extra dragons of different species, but he didn't want that. The extra dragons were good, by the way. This sounds like a very young kid. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Roblox, I don't know any adults personally that play Roblox. Not saying that there's none out there. Just saying that I don't know any, okay? But I don't even know what this game is, really. I've never really looked into it, but I hear it in these subreddits, like, all the time. What is Roblox? I feel like I should just try it one day and just suck it up and give it a go, you know? That sounds gross. I'm not going to use that anymore. Okay, then. All right, let's get into the last story. This one is called Garage Sale Swindlers, posted by user Fine-Cheek. Not sure if this should be on a Choosing Beggars or entitled People. Seems to me like a bit of both. Many years ago, we were planning on moving to another house and decided to sell off anything we didn't need. Our youngest had outgrown a lot of things like strollers, prams, walkers, and a portable cot, so all of that was up for sale. We also sold a lot of outdoor furniture, tools, clothes, and toys. It was a really profitable day, and we managed to make enough to pay for a moving company to relocate us interstate and pay for a hotel until we could move into our new home. Now, all of our baby goods were extremely good quality. This was one area where we didn't mind spending extra. After all, the health and safety of our child was of the utmost importance. I paid a considerable amount for the portable cot, and we took extra special care of it. Even after almost 3 years of constant use, it still looked relatively new. Enter Choosing Beggar. She goes straight for the corner with baby goods, grabs the portable cot, and proceeds to hand me $5. The ticket on the cot clearly stated $40. I stop her. Me. Sorry, madam, but the cot is $40. Choosing Beggar. Don't be ridiculous. It's only worth $5, so that's all I'm paying you. Me. Again, I'm sorry, but you can't have it for $5, so either pay the asking price or put the cot down. Choosing Beggar. You can't expect anyone to pay $40 for an old cot. It's only worth $5. Me. Actually, I paid a considerable amount for it and it's in great shape, so the price is fair. I've also checked around, and this is a reasonable price. Then she accidentally gives herself away, choosing beggar. No, it's not. I've sold better ones than this for $10, so you can't have $40. I basically tell her to pay the full amount or get off my property. She leaves, and I think that's the end of it. A couple of hours later, she comes back, and the cot hasn't sold. Then she gets really nasty, telling me I'm never gonna sell it. So here's the $5, and I'm taking it. She calls me stupid for expecting more money, blah, blah, blah. I've had enough and had already decided if I didn't sell all the baby gear, I would be giving it to my friend who was about to become a grandmother. I told my friend this, and she was thrilled as she was going to babysit from time to time, and it would be awesome for her son and daughter-in-law to not have to cart stuff from their home to hers all the time. So I tell this annoying choosing beggar, get the fuck out of here. I would rather give it away than sell it to you. She then proceeds to tell me she wants to buy more items but will only pay $50 for the lot. Get out, you cheap bitch. She finally got the message, and one of the other people who had come to see what we were selling tell us that we're not her first victims. This woman apparently trawls around these sales and picks up things as cheap as possible and then sells them online for a much higher price. I was, however, the first one to tell her to fuck off. True to my word, I gave my friend the cot and several other items I didn't sell. It was more rewarding helping out a friend than selling good quality items for a pittance. Good for you. That's awesome. I'd rather help out my friends than somebody like that just tries to take advantage of people. Fuck you, Karen. Nobody likes you, okay? Wow, I can't imagine. And you're like, is this like letting somebody in your home? I couldn't do that. I would just, no. I don't know what the laws are here, but like in some places I know if somebody's in your home and they take stuff, you could defend your home and your belongings by any means necessary. You might have to drop kick a bitch or something, you know. Oh, I don't know. All right, my dudes, that's all the stories I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, please smash that like button. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes by the end of today. If we can, you will be completely protected from Karens all day tomorrow, I promise. As always, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for future videos just like this one. And as always, the links to these stories will be in the description, so head on over to Reddit and show those posters some love with some upvotes. You know they deserve it. And don't forget to submit your stories. I don't have quite enough for subscriber-submitted Story Sunday yet. So if you guys want to get those stories into me, I'm taking submissions until, let's say, like 1 a.m. Eastern Time Sunday morning, okay? So send them my way, and yeah, if I get enough, I'll do a video. If not, I'll do one next weekend. All right, my dudes, you guys have a fan-fucking-tabulous weekend. Let me know in the comments below what you're doing for the weekend, and you guys, I will see you in the next video. Peace out, my dudes.